as is the hands of Hastings Stadium yet again. Deans exhales, checks, delivers outside for ball 2. Topley yet again, wiping the bead of sweat from the forehead and readjusting the helmet. And
what if the city pulled the internet?
Are we off?
I tried to get it back on. It looks like we're back up.
2-2 the count here. Damon Topley at the plate. Mara at first. That one somehow misses for ball.
Don't be afraid to call it.
Not quite sure how or where or why that was a ball, but nonetheless, the count now runs full, and here come the hands again. High and inside from Deans on Topley for ball 4, completely accidental. So Topley aboard after a missed strike 3 call. And 2 on with 1 out, and this game, once again, with no shortage of dramatics. Deans checks Mar at second, throws, and McCaskey fouls it off for strike number 1.
I thought so, but it's going all over. Red lights here, crazy.
Flashing yellow, orange and yellow. McCaskey fouled the first pitch he saw this at bat off for strike number 1. 2 runners on, and the Maple Leafs looking to erase a 1-run deficit. Brandon Deans checks again, deals.
Yes, sir. Come on.
Doesn't get the call again.
Ask him. He went around.
The home plate umpire finally decides to check with his teammate. And
down the middle anyway, but he went around too, so
that is a strike in any league and a missed call again. Absolutely unacceptable. Deans checks. Deans steps off. Morrow retreats. And I hope this umpire team takes a second look at this game and really reevaluates and looks inward tomorrow morning. That one outside for a ball.
You got this, Deans.
Brandon Deans with just about everyone, for the most part, in his corner on this field and in this crowd, and looking to get a ground ball and close this game out. Checks, delivers high and outside, ball 3. Deans with that patent arm swing as he gets ready to do it again here. Checks on Miller, who pump faked him towards third, and is a ball and a walk. The bases are now loaded here in the top of the 9th. In a game that perhaps should have been over by now had things gone a different way. But Dino Ramel taking a quick walk out to the mound to discuss with his pitcher of the moment.
Connor Lewis now the batter. He's 1 for 5, batting .250 in the season coming through. Singled in the second inning, struck out in the third, reached on an error in the fourth, reached on a fielder's choice in the sixth, and came around to score a run with an RBI. And, of course, flew out in the 8th inning for the first baseman.
And the home plate umpire decided to join the conversation that was taking place between Ramel, Roberts, and Deans on the mound and sped them along, and that brings Connor Lewis to the plate here with the bases loaded and 1 out here after some fortunate ball that may or may not have been strikes. We will leave that up to your opinion, but the bases loaded with 1 gone in the top of the 9th. Deans remains in the game. Lewis at the plate, and now for Brandon Deans. The 0-1 swung on, and that is a strike. Number 2.
If you're Nora Roberts, you know you got to be at wall here. You can't let anything get past you here.
Absolutely, and it is about framing the strike zone at all costs as well, on top of making sure the ball stays in front of you. The 0-2 swung on and missed.
Not out of the woods yet here. There's 2 away. Grant Tamani now the batter.
Right fielder number 10, Grant Tamani.
Grant Tamani, a very, very deployable hitter in his own right here, and with the bases loaded, definitely a guy that you're not ashamed to have coming to the plate if you're Toronto, and that is low for ball 1. The crowd was trying to encourage a strike call, but to no avail. Fucking pathetic. The 1-0 inside ball 2.
If you're Deans, you got to just relax here and hit the mitt 3 times.
All things considered, I very, very much appreciate how Brandon Deans has dealt with this inning and all the stress that has come with it, as that one misses.
Must have missed low there, and Tamani's now got 3 to him. The bat's probably not going to leave the shoulder on this pitch.
That one a strike call, which 4 minutes ago may have not been, but here we are, 3-1, 2 gone.
Mara reached base on a strikeout with a pass ball. He stands at third base, and then back-to-back walks here.
That one will score.
Tamani cannot believe that one, and he throws the bat away in disgust.
I don't even know.
And now he's got to buckle up, kid, because now the umpire's definitely going to have
I have no idea
have
what
you
to
in his
say right now.
crosshairs here.
That is a strike 2 call that.
Got to remind Roberts he just has to step on the plate here if it gets past him.
High and inside, and this game is tied.
$12 apiece.
Second baseman number 6, Dan Mara.
Dan Mara back to the plate with a chance to give Toronto the lead.
Mara 0 for 3, a pair of walks, a run scored. Hit one off the end of the bat. Roberts was able to throw him out in the second inning.
Deans, another high pitch for ball number 1. And
Deans has just got to relax here. And
regardless, we will be off to the bottom of the 9th at the conclusion of this half inning.
that one misses just inside. I guess Roberts wasn't able to frame that one.
The 2-0 delivered by Deans, misses for ball 3, and now one bad pitch away from sacrificing the go-ahead run. And a called strike 4 seconds after it landed in Noah Roberts' glove. And there may be an evaluation needing to be done here at the conclusion of this ball game. Strike 2.
Probably the most important pitch of this young man's season.
Pop to shallow centered Pompey. Pulls it in for out number 3, but we are not quite done yet. Tied 12-12 through halfway through 9. We'll be back with the bottom of the 9th inning in a moment.
Don't do. Take the umpire with you.
Because
Yep. 12 runs, 8 hits, 2 errors.
we are back at Hastings Stadium for the bottom of the ninth
Kill the
inning,
space bar.
and
Space bar.
perhaps the
Hit the
most
space bar.
eventful ball game in IBL history.
Spare.
And back to the top of the order for the Royals, who have a chance to win it with one good swing, and it's Dalton Pompey to lead it off. He'll be followed by Connor Morrow and Sean Riley. That one, a called strike, and what are we doing here? This strike zone is as fluid as water tonight and seems to be floating. Pompey pulls one and Topley in front of it. Pompey there, and is safe at first. A great play by Damon Topley to get in front of that ball. But Pompey legs it out for a leadoff single. And the right call made at first base by the umpire puts Pompey in a very dangerous position if you're a Toronto Maple Leafs fan.
Connor Moore will come to the plate now.
Number 2, Connor
2 for 5. 5 for 10 in the last 2 ball games. Really probably the right man at the right place here. He's already knocked one out of the park today, but he's been swinging at laser beams all the last 2 games.
And Dalton Pompey is thinking about. Make sure your shoes are tied. Would not be surprised if there is a throw over to first base before a pitch is actually done. No one covering second for Toronto, though. Morrow bunts. Pompey to second. That throw over is well out of play. And now Guelph with runners at second and third. No one gone, and right on time, Sean Riley due up next.
Well, if you're Toronto, you have to walk Riley in this situation. Load the bases, force the bases.
And the
Force
bat
the bases
doesn't even
loaded.
leave
That's
the
exactly what
on-deck
they're doing
circle
here.
for Sean.
Riley's not even taking his bat out of the batter's box here. He's on his way to first.
Sean Riley gets an intentional pass.
Second time in a row, Riley hasn't had to face a pitch, and Malik Collymore this time around.
Collymore!
This crowd is the most impressive part of what has been a super impressive baseball game for the most part. This crowd has been lively, and they have stuck around for all 3 hours and 45 minutes now. Infield in, Collymore at the plate, no one out. Slices at the first pitch he sees foul. And we will do it again, and it's almost a foregone conclusion that Dalton Pompey wins this game. Ethan Hammond due up next, so
The infield in here, you pretty much have to get the big lead behind the runners here.
the
Take away the force.
delivery. Collymore chops it foul, 0-2.
Now, if you're Justin Murray, you're in the same situation as Noah Roberts was in the top half of the inning. You got to be a wall back there.
A lot of weight on the shoulders of the Toronto catcher as Collymore behind 0-2, but all it takes is some sort of decent contact to win the ball game. Strikes him out. Malik Collymore down on 3 straight pitches. Ethan Hammond due up next.
Left fielder, number 28, Ethan Hammond.
And one has to wonder why not just lay down a bunt here, or prior to this with no one out. A bunt would have won the game, but now with one gone, Hammond likely looking to hit something fairly deep.
If you can push it to third base, Pompey's got forever and a day to come home. Third baseman's even with the edge of the infield.
The pitch, Hammond fouls that one off, and now all of a sudden, me, myself, and I are thinking, is this game going to extras?
Got to remind those kids to get off the fence out there because they're actually in play.
Hammond behind 0-1. Swings, and that
That's the ball game.
ball in there, and Dalton Pompey wins it for the Royals. 13-12 the final. Guelph, 7 in a row.
Royals now a game out of first place.
And what does this do for this team's confidence moving forward? That question will be answered tomorrow afternoon at Christie Gardens when these two teams meet up yet again at 2 p.m. Thank you so very much for sticking with us throughout this broadcast in this ball game. On behalf of Neil Sriwasa, all of the Guelph Royals, and everyone here at Hastings Stadium, I'm Scott Fraser saying thank you